Hello everyone, this is Diane. I'm going to make some more ephemera with all the stuff that I already have out on my desk. We started it yesterday. I have a drawer, just a little plastic drawer in a tower of drawers. And this one is labeled Make Ephemera With. And I just throw stuff in there that I think, oh, I could make ephemera with that. So I figured it was about time I pulled it out and actually started using it. So I made these yesterday. This one was already Mod Podged, a napkin Mod Podged onto file folder, like these. But I just cut this one and rounded the corners and stuff, added those stamps to the bottom, which I think is what I was about to do when the video cut off yesterday because I ran out of battery. This was already colored. I just put this botanical page behind it. So some are pieces I just put in there. Some are pieces that I started doing something to and didn't finish. So that's from yesterday. And before we get started on today, let me just show you what I did further in my glue book. I had a glue book session on video the other day. And I'm going to cut this out more neatly, you know, closer, and maybe add that there, but this won't stay glued down, so I am going to use my 3-in-1 and hopefully get this to stay. This is a glossy paper and it's on wallpaper, so it doesn't want to stick. And it's not a thin paper, it's a heavier one. Okay, so I did that one on camera. This one, all I had down was this image of the watercolor palettes and this strip. So I added those two little background colorful pieces. I added this image and then these 3 images from a Trader Joe's flyer. So this hand is dipping into the watercolor and this hand is feeding him some green medicine. But he's got his mouth obstinately closed. This one was almost done. I just needed to add that butterfly. And it's quite simple. It only has 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces glued down. This one I had this piece and this piece glued down, but I added the yellow flower and I let it go onto this page also, and then added the yellow paint and this phrase, "Time to shine." I added some more owls that were on the same page with this owl from a Daphne's Diary magazine. And there's really no theme or anything to the page. I really liked this painting of fruit in a bowl, and added this strip. The other background colors were just part of the page that it's on. Sometimes I like to work with the page and sometimes I cover it completely. So I had fun arranging these owls. There was a, something must have been superimposed over that in the photo, so there was a dip cut out of it. So that's why I put the owl there, and then the rest kind of went with that, went from there. This one I just did completely yesterday also. It's just a background paper with someone's art on it, and then this from a decorating magazine, and her from a vintage magazine. She was standing in front of a brand new, very full and organized freezer. And then this came from a vintage magazine also. And I just finished this one this morning. I had it laid out, but I needed to tweak it and glue it down. So there's two background pieces. This is from a perfume ad, I think, and I just love that pink faceted glass. And this is from an art Somerset Studio magazine. And I don't know, she's from a magazine or something. So I had her standing on the heart, and I cut this bracelet out of a magazine, and she's a vintage one. I think this phrase was with her in the magazine. And these are from Trader Joe's. They were tulips kind of spread out like that, but I grouped them differently, and this word curious was a part of this arrangement. I love that there's a scuba diver hanging down amid the tulips. So I thought it was interesting, and the word curious fits that very well. On this page, I already had this one glued down, and then I just added this. Each of us has more power over the world than we imagine. I thought this black and white photo went very well with this, and I might add just a little bit of color, something colorful to that, but I don't know yet. That one was already done, and I did this one yesterday. It's also on a wallpaper border. A vintage lady. She's actually very elegantly holding blue toilet paper, back when they used to have colored toilet paper. But I cut the toilet paper out and just stuck a number on her hand. I don't know, just wanted to throw some numbers down, and then I found this quote, "It's what's on the inside that counts." So she's all beautiful and dressed elegantly, but she's got a brain, and she's thinking of all these numbers, and it's what's on the inside that counts, I guess. I don't really have a theme to these, but sometimes they develop something. I guess that's all that I did in there. Now let's get to this. I am going to start with this piece of packaging from a Prima Ephemera pack of decorative frames. I like the doilies on it, so I'm going to cut a journaling card with it, from it. I cut it at 3 1/8, I think. 3 1/4. There's a little notch in there, but I think I'll leave it. It is hard to glue things to glossy, and I don't have sandpaper, but I have this Making Memories emery board, so let's just rub that a little bit. Hopefully that will help. Just need to wipe the dust off. Basically on the back, I just need to add something that, look at that, something that you can journal on. I would like to add something decorative to the front, but I don't really want to sand it. She's cute. I don't know why I put some things in there, in that drawer, to make ephemera with, instead of just adding it to my ephemera storage, you know, my binders and little boxes and things that have ephemera. I don't know why, but they're there, so I'm going to use them. Guess I will sand a little bit right here. Because she's glossy, and this is glossy, and I don't think it'll glue very well. And it's okay to guess I'll just give it a little bit of a rustic look. Now I need to dry it. I'll just round the corners on it. Put something on the back. I put a bunch of these fly leaves from old books. Apparently I wanted to make ephemera out of these vintage papers, and how perfect to put these on the back. It's windy today. Might be raining now. I just got up a little bit ago. I couldn't sleep last night, so I was up, probably till 1:30, 2 o'clock, something like that. So I got up late today. One good thing about being quarantined is I don't have to get up and go to work or go get my grandkids or whatever if I haven't had sleep, so I get to sleep in. So I normally start my day by reading my Bible, praying, but since I got up late, I didn't want to just get up and then sit on the couch and read, but I will do that. I'll eat my breakfast later, just something very light, and then I'll read my Bible. I don't know why I rounded those corners. Perfect. So I hardly know. I didn't even look at my weather app to see what the weather was going to be like today, but it sounds like it's raining now. But I definitely heard the wind blowing. It's been getting pretty warm during the days here. I'll get the fibers for that after I figure out what I'm doing with this one. I think I'll make this into a pocket because it's already got the thumb hole there. So I didn't need to sand that. But I need to put something on it. can just do something like that. Looking at my little scraps of paper down here. Got some mulberry paper. Kind of wish that went down further, but I'll add another piece, something a little different. Now I don't know where I put that little sanding tool. There it is. I was looking for the black part. Just use glue stick. Hopefully it'll stick to that. Maybe it won't because it's glossy. But maybe it will because I sanded it. Guess we'll find out. Put glue on all the pieces so they're ready to get arranged. Okay, so this will go there. This will go here. I forgot my little corner piece. It was a lighter pink, wasn't it? But this is what I found, so this is what we're going to use. It's stuck to my finger. Okay, that might be a little wide for a pocket, but I can trim that off if I need to. My little tray of fibers and sari silk and stuff. Maybe that's too purple. This one looks good. Can't pull it through very far because of that big knot. But I'm hoping that that big knot adds some cool effect. But it's not giving me much of a space to work in. Okay. I do like that knot there. I'm going to put some glue on this because the knot is preventing it from pulling tight enough, I think. I'll just put a dab of glue there and let it dry. But there's that tag and a pocket made from a piece of Prima packaging. I think there was another piece of that packaging, wasn't there? Yeah. I was thinking make a kind of a squarish tag with it and use that, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to set that aside. Okay, what is next that we can play with? Some of these pieces are here from when I came in the middle of the night to do some finishing touches on those fabric journals. So let's just get those things out of the way. Oh, I have some piano roll paper glued to file folder. What could we do with that? I think I'll make a side pocket, maybe, or tuck spot or something. Let's just start cutting it to size and see what we come up with. First I'll trim that edge off. Two and a half inches. Of course, I don't know what size page that these things will go on, but so it probably wouldn't be a full-length pocket. It's short for that anyway, but it could be a tuck spot. Might as well do a couple while we're at it. I'll make one a little bit bigger, deeper. I think I need to replace my blade. This little scrap I'll use, I'll stamp something on that. So we have varying sizes of these pieces. Obviously this needs to be glued back down. Now that we have these, what are we going to do with them? These are cute. These little rhymes out of a children's book. Dee was once a little doll, Dolly, Molly, Polly, Nolly, Nursey Dolly, little doll. I want to make sure that we can tell that it's a piano roll, so I don't want to cover up all of that. I'm going to ink around it. And if I ink over, maybe they will show up more. Yeah, I think they do. I think they show up a little bit more. Yes, it's definitely raining. It's coming down harder now. So this edge doesn't have any of the markings, the little holes. So I could definitely decorate that with something. This is left over from my journals that I just made. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's coming down pretty good now. Needs a little something so it just doesn't look squarish, you know. So I got out my box of itty bitties to see. I thought this project would be appropriate for these itty bitty pieces. There's an itty bitty envelope there. It'd be cute to stick that on there and add a little tag in there. In fact, there's a little letter. It'd be hard to get it out, but it's in there. Okay, let's glue it all down. I didn't ink around this. So I use a glue stick. So this will be a side tuck. If I round that one corner, maybe it will remind me what I made it for. Okay, just a piece of paper to keep here. Now, this could be a tall, skinny tag. I'm going to use my, whoops, my smaller corner rounder, maybe. And maybe just leave the bottom straight. I think what I'd like to do with this is put an eyelet in there and hang a bulb pin. This piano roll paper is so fragile. But once it's glued down, it should be good. See what I've got here in this little portfolio that I brought over with these pieces that I've been cutting. It's all too big. These are things that I printed from Pinterest years ago. You're supposed to make a little activity book, put them together and make a book. Cute a little book of vintage paper dolls. Obviously, I never made the book. I'm going to put her on there. Sorry I have to fussy cut while you watch. We're getting there. It's too early in the day for me to have anything to talk about. There's a little bit of white still around here, so I just want to get rid of that white. I guess that'll be enough. Maybe I'll put a little lace at the bottom, or on the side, I don't know, but I think about if it's a tag, it has to go in and out of something. So I don't want to put anything on it that will make it harder to do that. Now, if I can get to my box of eyelets, which are under my table and my tripod's kind of in the way. I got it. If you're curious about these tools that I use for setting my eyelets, you can go to Amazon and just type in eyelet setting tools. And my husband had given me this little piece of metal to work on, so you're on your own for that. So I don't poke holes in my table, mark my table up. I'll use the copper one that kind of matches her hair. I think that one's too big. I don't think that's the right one either. I'm thinking I might need to, I think that one might be right. I think I'm missing some pieces. That one worked. I've had them where that end piece screws in and out, but that one is magnetic. Bulb pin. And when I go to use this, I will put something on it, but maybe I'll put a tiny little tag on it right now, because I do have tiny little tags. These little jewelry tags. I coffee dyed some of them. Here's a coffee dyed one. It's got a really thin burgundy string on it. I just cut that off. I'm going to make, if I can get this fastened here, I'm going to make, good grief, coconut eggs today, or today's, what's today? Today's Thursday. And I want to make coconut eggs and peanut butter Buckeyes. Instead of the peanut butter eggs, I just make the Buckeyes because I like making them. It's just pretty much the same thing. It's just that they're round and just dipped in where the top part still shows peanut butter, and they look like the Buckeye nuts that you can see on the ground sometimes. But anyway, I'm going to make those and deliver them to my parents and my kids by Saturday. I want to deliver them on Saturday, so I have today and tomorrow and Saturday to make those candies. So I'll probably start today. I like that little tag. Oh, I'm running out of time. I'm really taking my time with these projects. This one I'm going to make into a tag. That didn't work. What did I do wrong? Must have slid down. I'm going to shave a tiny bit off of there and hopefully that'll fix it. Looks a little better anyway. I don't know. I'm going to leave it. I used up a bunch of my homemade ephemera in my little golden book journals. And here I am making more. But when I have a lot of it, then I'm a lot more liberal with putting it in my journals. Could leave it just like that. I mean, I like the music, the piano paper roll holes on it. I think they're cool. Maybe I'll just do a little stamping on it. That stamp is missing, and I was kind of hoping to use that one. Oh, here it is. London General Country Services. Oh, it's a ticket. It's a bus ticket. Do I want to use that or Berkeley's India rubber stamps? That's cool. Let's try that one. Early espresso. Let's see how dark this is. I think it's a pretty dark brown. Yeah. Let's see who just texted me. Oh, it's my son. I can answer him in a bit. Let's stick a couple numbers on it. I was hoping to walk to Aldi's today to get some cream cheese so I can make the coconut eggs. I don't shop at Aldi's hardly ever, but it's within very close walking distance to me now. I haven't been there since I moved, but I can get cream cheese there at a good price, and I need cream cheese for my coconut eggs. So if the rain stops, maybe I'll get to go later. I have these dark brown. These are just white reinforcements that I ink. And these have a little bit of stamping on them. I don't know if you can see that. Just to add a little texture. I like that. I like it a lot. I have more file folder with this piano paper roll on it, so I think I might finish using that all up today. Make these fun tags with it, because this is really fun. I have two, a pocket and a tag, and now this tag, and I have this little strip to use, but I have more glued down to file folder. I think I want ball pen on this one too, but I won't add anything to it right now. All right, we're almost at half an hour, or an hour, I mean. This is going to be a tall, skinny tag too. I like tall, skinny tags sometimes. And I think I'm just going to make this very similar to that. Maybe they'll end up in the same journal. Checking out my stamps. I want something long, I guess. Put a chandelier on it. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think I want to go with a chandelier on this one. Maybe part of a bus ticket. Yeah, let's do that. Don't have time to mess around too much. It's upside down. Oh, well, I can put it that way. I just wanted it down there, but that's okay. It's just, I always seem to put things to the right when I'm doing arrangements, so it's good to do something a little different than what I normally do. It just says number. Sorry, I'm making a lot of noise today. I'll just put one number on this one. Number 5.